Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. October is National Financial Planning Month. Financial planning, as we know it now, includes investing, tax planning, retirement planning, and basically other ways to get your finances in order and create mindful budgets to ensure a safe and secure future. Getting a step ahead of your spendings and finances is beneficial in the long run, and Financial Planning Month is the perfect time to do that. Joining us is Kristin Meyers, Editor-in-Chief at The Balance. We're going to discuss financial planning for newlyweds. And Kristin, if getting married wasn't stressful enough, you have to start thinking about joint accounts. And when is it the right time to start talking about finances?
Oh, absolutely. So when should you start talking about finances with your partner? Honestly, as early as possible. Do not wait until your wedding day or the day after your wedding day to start talking about finances. These are conversations that you really want to be having months or even years in advance. Really get on the same page and make sure that you and your partner have a sort of similar mindset when it comes to money. Now, when it comes to combining some of those finances, sometimes it does make sense to have a joint checking account. Perhaps you want to pay your rent or your mortgage or any shared expenses like groceries. But there's also nothing wrong with keeping some of your finances separate. Just because you're married doesn't mean everything has to be shared, and it's a great way to maintain some sense of financial independence.
What about budgeting for newlyweds?
Yeah, so this is a time for you to have a conversation with your spouse or your partner and decide what are those financial goals that we have together, not just separately, but together. Do we want to buy a house one day? Do we want to have children one day? Do we have to pay for their college education? Do we have parents that we have to take care of? So once you start answering some of those questions that you both have together and identify those financial goals, you can really decide financially together how you want to tackle some of those issues.
How do you approach insurance and retirement planning?
So this is a really great question because there's a lot of benefits now that can actually go on one partner instead of the other. If you get benefits through work, for example, maybe health insurance will be handled by one person while something else will be handled by another. This is also a really good time to talk about life insurance because unfortunately, the bad things do happen and you really want to make sure that you are prepared. This is a good time to have a conversation. What do we want to do if something were to happen to you or to me? Should we take out life insurance? And then, of course, there is retirement. You obviously want to be in this for the long haul, and so you do probably want to retire together. So come up with that plan together.
How do you approach filing your taxes?
So a lot of people think that because you're married, now you absolutely have to file taxes jointly. And that's actually not true. You really want to make sure to check your financial situation because in some circumstances, it's actually better to file separately. And I'm thinking of if one partner or spouse has a lot more deductions than the other, then you actually might get more money back from the government by filing separately. That's not always the case, but really run those numbers and see which is best for you.
All right, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.